Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Velma. Velma is a female given name invented sometime in the 19th century. It was either inspired by the German pronunciation of Wilma, Vilma, or coined from other similar sounding names, Selma, Thelma. Assuming Velma was created from Wilma, the name would mean Valiant Protector. Basically, Wilma is a German diminutive of Wilhelmina, female form of Wilhelm, the German equivalent of William. Wilhelm is derived from the Germanic words will, meaning will, desire, and helm, meaning helmet, protection. Put them together, you've got a desire for protection, thus, the name William or Wilma means valiant protector. It was 19th century German settlers who first introduced the name Wilma to America. Velma also appeared on the U.S. charts around this time. Personality of the girl named Velma. The number 8 personality has everything to do with power, wealth, and abundance. Somehow, this personality has been blessed on the material plane, but their authoritative and problem-solving traits provide evidence that their good fortunes are not just the luck of the lottery. They are well-earned. This is the personality of CEOs and high-ranking military personnel. 8s are intensely active, hard-driving individuals. Success is only meaningful to them after a job well done. They are remarkable in their ability to see the larger picture right down to the smallest details and organize a strategy around success. They then have the ability to direct a group around them toward any goal and realize individual potential to get the most out of their team. Popularity of the girl named Velma. At one point in time, Velma was actually quite popular in the United States. In fact, around the turn of the 20th century into the 19-teens, Velma was on the top 100 list of most commonly used female names in the country. By the 1940s it became apparent that Velma was falling dramatically from style, and 1973 marks the year that she disappeared from the American female naming charts altogether. So far, it seems her hiatus might be permanent. Wilma is also no longer on the charts. Anyone 40-ish and younger associate this name with the character Velma Dinkley from the popular Scooby-Doo cartoon. She was the severely nearsighted brainiac of the teenage detective gang who often lost her glasses during the episodes. The name Velma also appears in 2 hit Broadway musicals. In Chicago, Velma Kelly is the murderous cabaret singer, and in Hairspray, Velma Von Tussle is the ultimate stage monster. Because Velma's heyday came in the early 1900s, she is often considered an old lady name and one which hasn't been resurrected like other turn-of-the-century charmers, Emma, Chloe, and Ruby for instance. Using a name like Velma would be considered very retro today, but it's now so rare it doesn't even make the top 1,000 list. Only the bravest of parents might consider naming their daughter Velma today. Quick facts on Velma. Gender, girl. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, not applicable. Pronunciation, Vilma. Simple meaning, valiant protector. Characteristics of Velma. Tenacious, authoritative, powerful, achiever, tough, wealthy, problem solver. Cultural references to the baby name, Velma. Literary characters of the baby name Velma. Velma Von Tussle is a character in the 1988 John Waters film, Hairspray, which was adapted to a successful Broadway musical by the same name in 2002 and yet again to a movie in 2007. The teenaged heroine, Tracy Turnblad, lands a spot on the local 1960s television dance party show, and promptly proceeds to racially integrate the cast. In this, she is thwarted by the snobby and prejudiced producer of the show, Velma Von Tussle. Velma takes her place with the best of baddies, and our favorite portrayal is that of Michelle Pfeiffer. Velma unashamedly campaigns for her own daughter, Amber, as Miss Hairspray, including rigging the votes. She does everything in her power to keep African Americans off the show. She openly derides the pleasantly plump Tracy. She tries to break up Tracy's parents' marriage, and she finally contrives to have Tracy framed for assaulting a police officer. Well, of course, such wrongs have to be righted, and, of course, they are, but the wicked Velma was fun to watch while it lasted. Velma Kelly is one of the main characters in the hugely successful 1975 musical, Chicago, itself based on a 1926 play of the same name by Maureen Dallas Watkins, and also made into an award-winning 2002 movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones as Velma. Velma is a deliciously corrupt and manipulative singing and dancing murderess, constantly seeking the spotlight, and finding it more often than not. She is in prison for killing her husband and sister, who were having an affair. Longing to be back in vaudeville and hoping to escape the gallows, Velma is kept in the limelight by the corrupt matron, Mama Morton, but incoming murderess/prisoner Roxy Hart steals the show momentarily. Velma is intent on doing harm to this upstart, but in the end they triumphantly both end up free and back on the entertainment circuit in a fetching duet, The Hot Honey Rag. Velma Valento is a character in Raymond Chandler's 1940 Philip Marlowe detective novel, Farewell, My Lovely, memorably played by Charlotte Rampling in the 1975 movie version of the same name. Velma, a one-time nightclub singer and gangster's moll, is the alter ego of the properly married Helen, Mrs. Lewin Lockridge, Grail, who is trying to hide her less than illustrious past. Suffice it to say, this being a Chandler novel, there are enough plot twists and turns to stymie a cheese-seeking laboratory rat. What is important is that the gorgeous Velma, whom Chandler describes as a blonde to make a bishop kick a hole in a stained glass window, is one of the all-time best femme fatale in literary history. Yes, she comes to a bad end, after causing a string of murders herself, but she takes us on a memorable journey getting there. Velma Dinkley is a character in the television animation program, Scooby-Doo, about the gang of 4 teenaged ghost mystery solvers and their Great Dane sidekick, which debuted in 1969 and has enjoyed a long life in reruns, films, and video games. Velma is the brainy one, dressed in pleated skirts and baggy sweaters and sporting her ever-troublesome glasses, which she is constantly losing. Smart as she is, Velma usually gets to the core of the mystery first, and she is as brave as she is intelligent, often encouraging the somewhat cowardly Scooby-Doo when he is afraid. Sometimes our Velma is involved in an innocent and sweet romance with Shaggy, but it never goes very far. As Velma herself would say, jinkies. She's too busy for such goings-on.